everybody, welcome back to more Marvel United. Today we're playing against Mastermind as Bishop and Iceman. We're playing on Mutant Research Center, Weapon X Facility, Xavier Institute for Higher Learning, Hangar Bay, Sentinel Space Station, and X-Jet. So Mastermind, special setup, 2 heroes do not start in the hero starting location, but in each of the locations adjacent to it. So he started here, we were going to start here, and I moved each one to an adjacent location to that one. He's going to have 4 health for 2 players. His special rules is when a hero is KO'd, Mastermind doesn't activate his BAM. Instead, he's basically going to put a Master Plan card. Mastermind cannot be damaged as long as there are crisis tokens in his location. Heroes can use fists to remove 1 crisis token from their location. His BAM is deal 1 damage to each hero. If there are still cards in the Master Plan deck, each hero calls out a number from 0 to 5, then reveal the bottom card of the Master Plan deck. Heroes that guess the movement number ignore this damage. Shuffle the Master card back into the Master Plan deck. His overflow is each hero alone in their location takes 1 damage. So that's an interesting BAM mechanic. Basically playing Guess Who. His threat cards, we've got Trapped. Heroes starting their turn here have to spend 2 to leave 2 of those. Confused. Heroes starting their turn alone in this location must ignore 1 action symbol at the bottom of their cards. That hurts. Lured. Heroes starting their turn alone in this location with 2 or more cards in hand must discard 1 card to the bottom of their deck, and there's 2 of those. So he likes us to basically be alone. What a bully. He's a bully. We got lured, confused, lured, trapped, and trapped. These are going to be some tough turns, but we're ready to go. Everything's set up. He's going to move 2 and bam. 1, 2, bam. So we have to guess what's going to be at the bottom of the library. I'm going to guess 2. Nope, it's 3. You know what? And what's funny is I was thinking 3 too at first, but I was like, you know what? I'll go with my second option. And lo and behold, we were wrong. So Bishop has to take a damage, which one of them is a starting card. So we will put, they're the same card, and energy absorption at the bottom. And then he puts 2 thugs out. 1 to the left and 1 to the right. Very not cool. Okay. We got to, what do we do next here? All right, that was his turn. Bishop. So heroes starting their turn alone in this location must ignore 1 action symbol at the bottom of the cards. So that sucks. Basically makes his turn useless. Energy resistance. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, you cannot take any damage dealt from adjacent locations. I don't think he does that, but we'll put it down anyway. Heroes starting there. So Iceman, heroes starting their turn alone in this location with 2 or more cards in hand must discard 1 card to the bottom of their deck. That's kind of rude. Oh, did I not draw for Bishop? I did not. Wait, no, yeah, he took a damage. That's right. Well, what do we want to do? Guess we'll do Organic Ice Body. You cannot take damage until the beginning of your next turn. And we can move, so we're going to put 2 stars on lured. Did I put 1 at the bottom of his deck? I did not. Put that at the bottom of his deck. I even read it. I don't know why I didn't do it. All right, bishop goes again. We have to ignore one. We'll do an energy absorption, gain 1 fight token. You may ignore 1 damage until the beginning of your next turn and a star. So 2 stars. We'll ignore the move. We'll use the fight token to remove a thug. His turn. Move 5 and bam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bam. No damage. He's going to overflow here. Each hero alone in their location takes 1 damage. Bishop gets to ignore it. And so does Iceman. Okay. Puts a blue here and a blue here. Iceman goes. We're going to do Organic Ice Body. You cannot take damage again. So we're going to use the star off the bishop card to remove Lured. Oh, and we started here, so I'll put this one at the bottom. We get rid of it this turn, giving us a clear threat, and then I can move. I'm going to move here and beat up a guy. Bishop has to ignore 1. We're going to do a wild, ignoring the move. We're going to get rid of Confuse, giving us a clear threat, and use the wild to beat up a guy. We end our turn here. I'm going to give him a fight token. Back to Iceman, who has to ignore as well. I'm just going to do a single punch. I'm going to ignore the punch. Do the wild to put a star on Confuse. His turn, move 1 and bam. Bishop may or may not take a damage here. Let's go ahead and guess. 5. No, we just pulled a 5. 3. It is a 3, so we don't take any damage here. One red. We overflow here. Iceman takes no damage. Bishop takes a damage. We'll put his move at the bottom. And a red, 2 red here. All right, bishop goes. We got a double wild. We're going to use the double wild to beat up 2 guys. Actually, we're going to use the punch to beat up a guy, and then we're going to save a guy. And then give ourselves another punch. Iceman goes. We're going to use the double wild to get rid of Confuse. We're going to, well, we'll forget 1 punch, use the double wild on Confuse, and then punch 1 guy. Back to bishop. 2 stars and a punch. It's not good. We'll use the energy absorption. We gain a fight token. We can save this guy. And we can ignore 1 damage. His turn. Move 0 and bam. We can ignore that. Place as many crisis tokens on Mastermind's location as the movement on the previous face-up card, which was 1. Yeah, 1. So overflow here, which wipes out bishop, letting him put down a card. Let me put a red here. Iceman, starting player. We can move fist. We will move fist. So beat up this guy. We'll move here. Save a guy, and then in turn we can move anywhere we want. We'll move here. Bishop comes back in. We can move punch. No, we have 1 star. So we will move star this. I will punch 1 guy. And let that be that. Back to Iceman. A wild. We will use the wild and get rid of Lured, allowing us to clear all threats. That makes it his turn. Move 5 and bam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for bishop, we will guess 2. Nope, it's 4. I was even thinking 4. So he's going to take a damage. We'll do his move punch. For Iceman, we're going to guess 4. It's 3. Iceman gets knocked out, letting us put a card bottom. So he's knocked out. Shuffle. Places 2 where he's at, which overflows. So bishop takes a damage. 1 here. 1 here. Back to our turn. Bishop starts. So gonna track his health, so we're gonna use a double fist. So we're gonna use the wild to defeat the last thug, letting him be damaged. There is no crisis where he's at, so he can be hit. Gonna use the 2 to hit him and use all of our fight tokens to knock him out. And that is that. That is Mastermind defeated. He got pretty close there. Well, maybe not. I don't know. He seemed pretty easy. I do like the guessing. That is kind of cool. Yeah, the guessing mechanic, kind of cool. He wasn't too hard. He was perfectly balanced, I feel like. So this is a good villain.